competing for him. He has only scored 4 goals in the Premier League for Chelsea since 2018.
4 goals, that's disgusting.
Coupled with that, his loan move to Liverpool
performances. And for you to just mismanage him, for you to just give him bad medical advice is just disgusting.
to have 4 surgeries on his knee. This is more surgeries than most people have birthdays.
Okay, the top 10 most overpaid footballers right now. You know, and in this beautiful game that we love, there's of course being a massive surge in capital and in games from these clubs, and it has of course bleeded into players. You know, this is not something that's happened now. It's something that was happening in the 90s. You of course have the start of the Premier League and other major European leagues during that time because of the financial gain that there was, the opportunities that the clubs were able to create for themselves. However, this has led to some less desirable moments. So today we're reacting to the top 10 most overpaid footballers. So without wasting any more time, guys, let's get straight into it.
Get ready as we step into the world of overpriced football stars. Meet the likes of Jadon, Show Me the Money, Sancho, Ansu, Earning While Chilling,
Ansu Fati,
and Callum Coin Flip Hudson-Odoi. Turned earning big into a
Fofana.
Even begin, we're doing a special gift.
Who else? Cucurella. Who else? Maguire. Who else? Give me names. There's so many players. I don't know why my brain is going for. Oh, Choupo-Moting. So many. Oh, Choupo-Moting, that guy. There's so many overpaid footballers, and you know, it's just part of the game right now. As I said, the financial gains that are there, which of course, the players deserve some of it because they're the ones to go out there and perform week by week.
Giveaway for all our loyal subscribers, and we want you to be a winner. You have a chance to win a brand new jersey of whichever club you want, and even have it delivered to your doorstep for free. And all you have to do is discuss £3 million, and he's earning a highlighted the transfer you want, and that is all. Let's discuss Jadon Sancho's move to Manchester United. The transfer fee was quite substantial at £73 million, and he's earning a high weekly salary of £350,000. However, his
this man's not even been able to score 10 goals in a season yet. You know, and apart from that, the commotion he's causing in the changing room is like, bro, come on. You're not even performing. It's not like you're a key player in this team. It's not like you're Bruno Fernandes or Rashford or Casemiro, who, you know, would have some type of entitlement to the starting 11. You don't, bro. And apart from that, the training problems that you've had for years are also becoming more prominent. Sancho is one of the most disappointing signings I've ever seen, mainly because of the expectation I had. I loved Jadon Sancho. I remember when we first failed to sign Sancho, I stayed up all night. Transfer deadline 2020, I stayed up all night waiting for this man to come. Didn't come, not his fault. United couldn't get the deal done. So next year we were able to sign Jadon Sancho. And you know, I was extremely excited of the potential of a partnership between Sancho and Rashford. And 2 years later, it stinks. It stinks. So yeah, Sancho definitely deserves to be on this list. I am surprised that he's only number 10.
His performance on the field hasn't met the expectations.
At all.
He scored only 12 goals in 82 matches, which some people consider to be lower than what was anticipated given his transfer cost and salary. It's like he's trapped in a real-life FIFA game but accidentally chose beginner mode. Someone please tell him that the goalpost is that big frame with a net, not a Snapchat filter. With all this hype, we were expecting fireworks, but it's been more like a damp sparkler. Now, another overpaid player who's on the same bus as Sancho is Ansu Fati.
I wouldn't put them in the same bubble, because I think with Fati, yes, Fati has underperformed. I'm not trying to, you know, cap Fati. He has underperformed, but a lot of it also has to do with Barcelona's mismanagement of the player and the overplaying the player, and then the injuries. I think Fati's more of an injury factor than Sancho, where he just underperforms and it's just doesn't give his all to the club.
Ansu Fati came onto the scene like a whirlwind of awesomeness. He skipped the whole practice with the reserves thing and dove headfirst into Barcelona's A-team. He dribbled like a squirrel on energy drinks. But guess what? The fun train took a detour. One run-in with a Betis guy left his knee doing the Macarena. Ouch! Barcelona had a plan to help Fati's knee get better by making him do exercises twice a day. But surprisingly, his knee didn't like it and got worse. So he needed to...
Exactly. Once again, Barcelona's whole medical team needs to be changed. Like the fact that you have a player of this quality, a player of this caliber, a player that was so hyped, and you know, deservedly so, because he was putting up the performances. And for you to just mismanage him, for you to just give him bad medical advice is just disgusting.
To have 4 surgeries on his knee. This is more surgeries than most people have birthdays. Instead of getting better in 3 months, Fati had to take a long break for almost a year to heal and do rehab, like taking a break to watch Netflix. Now, Fati mostly sits on the bench during matches. Even though he doesn't play much, he gets paid £230,000 every week. This is more money than some of his teammates.
Nah, he deserves to be in this list. He deserves to be on this list. 230,000 is insane. 230k. Why is he on that money in the first place? This is the problem with these clubs and just football in general at the minute. You're paying most of the time for players' potential, and you're not really paying for what they've done. Messi and Ronaldo at this age were better than what Fati was able to do, and they were not on that money. Even if you're talking about inflation and etc., they were nowhere near that type of money. This is the part of the problem, man. You're giving money to players too early when they haven't showed their true potential yet.
Like Ter Stegen, who is the goalkeeper. Fati is really good at earning money while not playing. Elsewhere, Atletico Madrid's president, Enrique Cerezo, must have thought he won the lottery when they snagged João Felix for a jaw-dropping £111 million. Flash forward to now, and the cash registers are still ringing at £240,000 per week. They went all in at the football casino.
Again, I'm thinking if Felix should be higher than Fati and Sancho. And my thing with Felix was that, similarly to Sancho, and more Sancho, is that they had shown great promise. Again, clubs are paying for players' potential and not what they've actually done. But that first year with Benfica, Felix was a different monster. And to be fair, Atletico Madrid, it's not like Felix has been completely awful. With Felix, in my opinion, it's been more of a problem with the system. Is the fact that this team, again, not just completely blaming Simeone, Felix has also underperformed, but he's not underperformed to the same degree as a Fati or a Sancho, who were given the right opportunities. Felix, the way he plays football, his playing style, it is not suited for a defensive, pragmatic team like Atletico Madrid. And I talked about this before a lot of times. Yeah, he deserves to be on this list. 240k is crazy. I'm not going to lie. But with Felix, it's not as easy as a Fati or Sancho.
No, but it's starting to feel like they bet on the wrong horse. Felix's grand entrance was overshadowed by a string of muscle injuries, making his time at Atletico more ouch than ooh. With 131 games under his belt, Felix failed to meet the expectations of his manager. And, well, Stamford Bridge didn't exactly scream Felix's new home. Chelsea said thanks, but no thanks to a permanent deal. Wilmer Mill's been working overtime ever since he returned to Atletico, where he's got a contract hanging around until 2027. Speaking of overpaid players, another name that comes to mind is Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah,
he was seen as a super talented player as he moved up in Chelsea's youth system. This made Bayern Munich really want him. So Chelsea gave him a new contract, maybe worth £180,000 each week, and some extra rewards. But things haven't gone as planned. He hasn't
once again playing for players' potential instead of what they've actually done. Hudson-Odoi coming through the academy, he was very good. Especially you're talking about what he was able to do with Chelsea at youth level, what he was able to do with England at a youth level, being part of that Foden team as well. He was excellent, but he hadn't done much in the first team. And it's like, yeah, sure, pay him money, like 50, even 50k is a bit too much. But 180k, and I'm not comparing it to, you know, what an average person makes. I'm comparing it to what even these footballers make. In that Fatty video, for example, the fact that Fatty was earning almost as much, or as much as a Ter Stegen, a player who had been there for ages, a player who had proven himself as one of the best goalkeepers. We're talking about even Sancho at 340k. We're talking about wages that are usually reserved for players that have already done it, that have players that have proven themselves and are in their prime. Hudson-Odoi hadn't even scored 20 goals for Chelsea yet in the senior level when he was earning 180k.
Reached the big success that had Chelsea and Bayern competing for him. He has only scored 4 goals in the Premier League for Chelsea since 2018.
4 goals, that's disgusting.
Coupled with that, his loan move to Leverkusen didn't help to get him back on form. And oh boy, the almost Thierry Henry dream turned into more of a snooze fest. Anthony Martial and Manchester United are in a bit of a pickle, with rumours flying that the Frenchman's suitcase is half packed, ready for an exit. The main trouble? His wallet.
Shoot, hopefully he's ready to move. I'm tired of Martial, man. Hopefully he's ready to move.
He's like the guy at the party who insists on splitting the bill even though he ordered the lobster. So, young Martial swayed over from AS Monaco back when he was basically a baby-faced rookie. But he didn't exactly become the United poster boy for greatness. Injuries decided to gatecrash his party. And now, with the new kid Højlund showing up, it's like they bought a bigger speaker to an already awkward dance floor. To top it off, this bloke's pulling in around £250,000 every week. You could say he's earning enough to...
Now, with Martial, it's a bit different, because unlike these young players that have not proven themselves yet, Martial had, I want to say, at least 2 seasons at United where he was good. Especially that season, Bruno's first full season where Martial was able to score 20 goals as a number 9. Martial has kind of somewhat proven himself. Even at Monaco... these guys are pretty much these young players that were before in the video, Sancho, Felix, etc. They were getting paid what Martial. Sorry, they're getting the same amount of hype as Martial was when he was at Monaco. Martial has had some level of performance. Now, we're talking about modern day. His performances are not quite there yet, but Martial had shown it. He had shown something in the past that was concrete and that was palpable, whereas these players haven't really done much. So if Martial, I get it, now he's overpaid, for example, but there was a time and place where Martial deserved that type of money.
To buy his own football team. No wonder his potential new clubs are doing a double take, trying to figure out if his fancy footwork matches his flashy paycheck. Now, about the whole Maguire overpriced. Seriously, have you seen last season? It felt like with Maguire on the field, Manchester United were playing with one player down. I mean, £190,000 per...
Yeah. But even Maguire, like 190k, at least at Leicester, he did something. Maguire did something to warrant that price tag. Of course, now I'm not going to defend Maguire. I've had my fair share of criticism. I've made videos about Maguire. I'm not trying to defend Maguire. That's not what I'm doing. But compared to these youngsters, especially like a Hudson-Odoi who's done nothing, who's on pretty much the same amount of money as Maguire, it's insane.
Per week for what exactly? It seemed like he was inviting the opponents over and handing them the ball and saying, here, have a goal on us. But hey, I'll let you be the judge on that. Taking a page from Maguire's playbook of being overpriced, let's talk about Tanguy and Ndombele. After some impressive performances in Lyon's midfield, Tottenham Hotspur, who usually spend wisely, shattered their bank to grab Ndombele in 2019, spending a whopping £62.8 million. They even made him share the title of highest paid player in the squad. But now he seems to be more like a professional bench warmer, trailing behind the likes of Pape Sarr, Bissouma and Maddison. And guess what? These guys are earning less than half of what Ndombele's raking in. It's like he's collecting a paycheck without even breaking a sweat. Speaking of...
With these players, the real winners here are the agents. Let's give a round of applause to these players' agents. Because these agents know how to negotiate, they know how to sell the project, they know how to sell their players. Because, bro, and Ndombele, what?
of extravagant salaries, let's shift our focus to another top earner in the league. Kai Havertz, now seated among Arsenal's top earners, is said to be drawing...
Yeah, Kai Havertz is in the same tier as a Sancho, as a Callum Hudson-Odoi, as a Felix. Young players who've not done enough, just being given this much money based on their potential and not on what they have actually done so far.
Drawing a remarkable salary that surpasses others by a significant margin. This news was quick to make the rounds following his move to the Emirates. However, despite the impressive financial standing, there have been doubts raised regarding the wisdom of his acquisition. His finishing skills have come under particular scrutiny. In the 2022-23 season, Havertz's shot conversion rate decreased to a mere 9.86%, with his big chance conversion rate
9%. Conversion. Oh Christ, Jesus.
Faring at an uncomfortable 22%. In his initial matches with Arsenal, the story doesn't seem to have changed much. As the new season began, Havertz managed to touch the ball at least 22 times. Likewise, meet Mason Mount, who found himself in an overpriced gang of players. Surprisingly, he caught...
Okay, I don't know if this video is in order, because Callum Hudson-Odoi should be number 1. Fatty should be higher. I'm not saying Mason Mount should be on this list, but I don't think this video is in order, because I don't think Mason Mount should be the number 1 overpaid player. I don't think Mason Mount should be the number 1 overpaid player. Overpaid, yeah, I think Mason Mount is a bit slightly overpaid, but not the number 1 overpaid player in this list.
Manchester United's eye as their main summer catch. After 3 rejections, they finally coughed up the £60 million Chelsea wanted, even though his contract dances its way to the exit door in 2024. And guess what? He's now chilling among Old Trafford's top 5 cash magnets. But with his current start to the season, he seems overpriced. Lastly, Wesley Fofana. The French player's injury history...
Okay, this video is not in list. He's just naming the top 10. That's fine.
£200,000. He stands tall among the club's top 5 earners. But it's like being at the peak in earnings, but hitting rock bottom in terms of playing time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'll leave this link in the description as per usual. And yeah, just looking at these players, it's nasty. It's nasty to see what's going on in the beautiful game at the minute. But it is what it is. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching until the end. You're much appreciated. Please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe, share. Do all these things to please help me grow this channel. And I'll see you guys soon.